Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to decode the hidden messages within corporate filings. And sometimes what seems like a dry financial report can actually be quite the page turner, especially when it is about how a company is doing financially. Today we're diving into a recent filing from VerifyMe's Incorporated. This is a company in the business of identity verification, and it has dropped some news about its financial performance. We'll be focusing on the details that actually matter to its bottom line and what it means for the company's future. So settle in, grab your preferred beverage, and let's get to it. So this filing is a Form 8K, which is essentially a report for significant events that shareholders should know about. In this case, the big news is about VerifyMe's financial results for the 3 and 9 months that ended the 30th of September, 2025. They released a press release about it, and that is what is being filed here. Now, this section is generally where you find the meat and potatoes of how a company is performing. They're reporting their financial state for the period. When companies release earnings, it is usually a mix of good and maybe not. So, good news, and it is our job to cut through the noise and see what the numbers are really telling us. The company is letting everyone know that on the 17th of November 2025, they put out a press release detailing their financial results. This is standard practice and what we expect. The important part is what is in that press release and then shared here. This next item is about Regulation FD disclosure. Basically, this means they are making sure that any important information they share is available to everyone, not just a select few. They are calling out that the information in item 2.02, which is the financial results, is incorporated here. Beyond the press release, the company also put up slides on their website. These slides were likely used during their earnings call to help explain the financial results to investors. It is pretty common for companies to use visual aids like slides to make their earnings presentations clearer. Think of them as the visual storytellers for the financial numbers that we're about to look at. So the press release itself is Exhibit 99.1. This is where we'll find the actual financial figures. Keep in mind, press releases from companies, especially about earnings, are often written to highlight the positives. We need to look at the numbers themselves to get the full picture. And Exhibit 99.2 are those presentation slides we just mentioned. These can sometimes offer a slightly different perspective or focus from the press release, often emphasizing strategic takeaways. This gets us to the exhibit section. Item 9.01 is simply the list of everything being attached to this report. It is like the table of contents for the documents that support this filing. Lastly, we see Exhibit 104, the cover page interactive data file. This is a standardized data file for regulatory filings, essentially making it easier for computers to read and process the important information in the report. Now let's get to the core of what these filings are all about. The financial performance. Unfortunately, this particular 8K filing does not contain the actual financial tables with specific numbers like revenue, net income, or balance sheet figures. It only refers to a press release and slides which are attached exhibits. This is a common format for 8Ks when the primary purpose is to announce earnings. The document we have here acts more as a notification that those results have been released and are available elsewhere. In a typical SEC filing like a 10Q or 10K, we would be able to directly analyze tables containing figures such as revenue growth, profit margins, debt levels, and cash flow. We'd look for trends comparing current numbers to previous periods and try to understand the story those numbers are telling. For example, if revenue was up by 20%, we would comment that this means they are bringing in 1/5 more money than before and what that signifies for their market position. Or if profits were down, we'd analyze if costs increased or if the price they can charge for their services went down. Since the detailed financials are not directly embedded in this specific 8 document we're reviewing, our analysis of VerifyMe's immediate financial health based on this filing is limited. We can only infer that the company has released results and that they are contained within the referenced exhibits. To truly decode the financial story, we would need to access and dissect those attached press release and slides. Looking for key metrics, however, based on the overall context of an 8K filing like this, from a company like VerifyMe Incorporated. These filings are crucial windows into their operational and financial standing announced on the 17th of November. 2025 companies in the identity verification space often rely on subscription models or per transaction fees. Their success typically hinges on factors like the volume of transactions they process, the accuracy and speed of their verification services, and their ability to secure new high-profile clients. We would normally look for things like the growth in active users or customers, the average revenue per user, and any significant changes in operating expenses such as research and development for new technologies or sales and marketing to acquire new business. We'd also pay close attention to any discussion of future outlook or guidance, which can strongly influence investor sentiment and the company's stock price. Without the actual numbers here, it is hard to give a definitive opinion on VerifyMe's direction. Are they growing rapidly? Are profits increasing? Or are they facing challenges? The press release and slides would provide those answers. For instance, if the press release highlighted significant new partnerships or a surge in verification volume, that would point to strong growth. Conversely, if there was a lot of focus on cost-cutting measures or a muted outlook, it might suggest a more challenging period ahead. A key risk for companies like VerifyMe is the evolving landscape of data privacy regulations and the constant threat of cybersecurity breaches, which could severely damage trust and incur significant fines. On the opportunity side, the increasing demand for secure and reliable digital identity solutions across various industries, from finance to e-commerce, presents a substantial market for growth. So while this specific 8K filing doesn't lay out the numbers for us to crunch directly, it serves as the official announcement of their latest financial report. To get the full picture, one would need to review the attached press release and presentation slides. What are your thoughts on VerifyMe Incorporated and the identity verification sector in general? Do you think the company is positioned for growth? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate insights. And don't forget to join our Discord community for more discussions. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.